provoke. See you so wanna be low, then you'll get smoked. And I hope that your fans understand when you talk about spraying me. The same records that you're making is playing me. Motherfuck Dre, motherfuck Snoop, motherfuck Death Row. Yo, and here comes my left blow. 'Cause I'm the EA.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Young and Hungry FireCast, episode 32 with my homeboy J_Azeltine. Jay, what's up, man?
What's crack-a-lackin'? I'm living life. I'm loving it.
How you living? Hey, Jay, how's these every day waking up at 3 a.m.? How's that going?
Yeah, some days I don't feel like getting up, to be honest. Like today, for example, I could have stayed in bed, but pulled myself out of bed and got some shit done. But no, the diet definitely makes it a little bit more tough at times. Obviously, energy levels are a lot lower. Still training a ton of volume, so I'm feeling pretty beat up. So I'm getting more rest, which is something we'll talk about today, actually, with the whole topic of bulking, is getting rest and recovering. But I got some carbs today, though. I got carbs post-workout. I did a sweet potato, and I did a protein shake as well. And I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm feeling recovered, replenished, so I'm doing well.
Good. I woke up yesterday really early, like at 3:30, wake-up call, kind of like you guys, and went and trained at my buddy Zico Connell's gym, the real gym, which is cool. I'm not the morning training person right now. I'm not training in the mornings right now. I have before for years, and but I've been thinking about going back to it, man. I've been thinking, maybe that might be better for me because I kind of need something new. I need a change in my life right now. I need a little bit more adversity. I feel like I need to challenge myself. I've kind of gotten away from it, like week to week. Some weeks I get away from challenging myself, and I kind of need a new challenge. So I might be waking up and doing the 5 a.m. workouts again. It's definitely on the to-do list of potentials.
Would you still have a crew in the morning?
So I'm trying to assemble one right now. So kind of with my afternoon crew, man. No diss, but there's just a couple of them who are training extremely hard, and then there's also a couple of them who are just here to be a social club.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in the afternoons that come to the gym, but the crews that I gravitate more towards haven't been taking this as serious, and I know if I want to make it to the next level, I talk about all the time, I got to separate myself from those people who are kind of dragging me down. Like, they don't even know it, but the talking in between sets or certain things that it doesn't matter who my partner is, I would have to make sure I separate myself from those people to get the most out of myself. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, I might potentially just be working out in the morning with one or two guys, or maybe even by myself. I just need to separate myself from, not that it's even negativity, but it's just almost like they're lackadaisical.
Yeah.
And they're not pulling enough out of me. It's hard. Finding training partners is hard, guys.
Fuck yeah, it is. It comes down to the little details, though. Like you said, you're trying to get to that next level. When you get to a certain point, everything matters. All the little stuff matters. At the beginning, it doesn't matter as much, right? Like when you're just first getting started, all the little details don't matter quite as much. But as you progress more and more, it's almost like a diet. You can compare it to a diet. The leaner you get, the more tight you're going to have to be, because it gets harder and harder to get down. Like once you get sub 10% body fat, you got to be so fucking strict. You got to do you make little changes and so forth, because it just gets so much harder. Same thing like with success or taking shit to the next level. Once you get to a certain point, everything matters. All the little tiny details that didn't matter quite as much before.
You have to buckle down hard. I try to explain this too, because it's very open. This conversation has been open to the guys. I'm like, hey, I might be changing up my training times if you guys want, because I know at 5 o'clock, if I train at 4 or 5 a.m., that's going to separate the people who really want it and people who really don't want it.
Yes.
And that's one reason why I'm actually considering it, because I'm like, well, which one of these guys truly want it? Because this is a guy I can invest in. You got to realize too, when I have training partners, I'm a tactician. When it comes down to understanding form and shit. So between sets, I'm not just chilling. I'm fucking pointing out form, telling, hey, you need to work on this success movement. This is what you need. This is what's going on. So I'm investing a lot into my training partners as well. So it's just like, with that added value I'm providing to training partners, I expect them, as biased as this sound, is to work around my schedule and when I want to train, because how much value I'm providing for them. It's almost like Corey, when he started training at 4, what happened?
Yeah, everyone came at 4.
Everyone went to 4. So
that's how it works. He's the head dog.
That's just how it works, man. So that's where I stand right now. Like, we talk about ups and downs and shit. So I'm never going to say someone else is the blame for my failures. Not that I'm failing, but in a sense, like my non-production.
Yeah.
They're not to blame. I'm always, when it comes to non-production, if I'm not doing well, I'm the cause. When it comes to success, me and my team is because we're successful. So whenever we fail, I'm the blame. Whenever we win, we are to blame.
That's so
the
key,
whole
man.
team.
Like all the personal development books I've read on leadership, that's what they all talk about. You take the fall, but if you do well, then it's everybody's success.
It's everybody's do well. Yes, that's something I really strive on. So today's topic is the keys
Bulking.
the West ways to bulk. I'm extremely biased on this, so I'm excited for you guys to get Jay and I's point of view, which might be different on bulking, and just kind of maybe take the best from each and kind of what you guys believe. So bulking has always kind of been my thing. I'm on a life bulk. I'm a powerlifter.
Yeah.
I want to be stronger, bigger. I still like to be leaned up in a sense where I still want to look good if I'm on the beach. I want to be I don't want to be 30 pounds overweight, but I don't mind being 15 to 20 pounds overweight, meaning like I have a little bit of gut work. I got to shred up a little bit to get ready for the beach because I know I can drop those 15, 20 pounds pretty quick.
Yep.
So with that being said, I'm very in tune with my body, and I don't think anyone can just drop 20 pounds quick or gain 20 pounds quick to where I have a pretty easy time being 185 and a pretty easy time being 205. So I'm a little bit different in a sense, but how I've bulked in previous years and how I bulk now might be a little different, so I'm excited to share with you guys. But let's go ahead and start with Jay.
Let's just do bullet points like we did, I think, last week or the week before. So first one is lift more fucking weight, right? So that's something, this is all, so all of this is things that we've experienced through our own lives, right? Like, we're not big on all the science. I mean, obviously we are, but more so just personal experience. And for me,
not everything we read.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, number one would be lift more weight, because when I first started training, the first like 5-6 years, I really just did all volume and didn't really worry about lifting a lot of weight, just because I was like, I'm not trying to be a power lifter, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need to lift heavy. I just need to do reps. Turns out you do need to lift heavy weight, right? To get that. So Arnold talks about it all the time. He's like, you can tell a huge difference between the guys on stage that train heavy and still do volume, but between those guys and the guys that just do volume and they don't do any kind of squats or any kind of heavy big three work. He says that you can tell a huge difference between like how their muscles look. You look a lot harder, a lot fuller when you're doing heavy weight from time to time, and you also have that like grown man muscle look, whereas the other guys kind of look a little bit flatter, and you can just tell a huge difference. And that doesn't just go for the big three, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, if you're a bodybuilder, I think it's still huge to incorporate the big three, a lot of heavy squats, deadlifts, bench, but that also goes for like your accessory work too. So if you're doing incline dumbbell work, every single set should be, you know what I mean? You should be pushing the limit. You should be pushing yourself every single set. So if it's 8 to 12 reps, go as hard as you can for 8 to 12 reps. Obviously, you're going to have to do less weight than if you're doing 4 reps, but you still can push yourself even if it's higher volume.
Dude, I'm huge on training heavy. Even when I'm cutting down, training heavy is always the staple of my training, whether it's bulking, shredding. My first movement of the day, whatever it's rows, overhead presses, bench press, whatever it is, it's heavy as possible. Now, I'm not saying to a single, but if my rep scheme calls for 4 sets of 6, you better believe I'm applying max effort 4 sets of 6. If I get 5 on a set, that's okay, because I know I'm pushing my limits. If I miss that 6th rep, that's where I want to be applying that much effort to it. Now, this is extremely biased the way when I'm programming like this. Now, this is more for myself, like when I'm programming like this and knowing myself, because like, you know, you're talking about powerlifting, percentages come into play, and there's a lot of programs that say you don't want to fail on a rep scheme, a set and third. How do you truly ever know if you're giving it your all, if you're not failing? So when I'm doing that, I'm also testing myself mentally. So when I'm testing myself mentally, I know I will never lose long term because I'm building that mental foundation. So I'm always training as heavy as I possibly can on every set, every rep scheme. Even if my shit calls for 4 sets of 15, I'm not just doing 15. Like, even if I am squeezing as tight as I can at the top of that seated row, stretching it out, it's still as heavy as I possibly can for 15. I never just pull it. Like, you'll never see me do 15 reps and be able to pull it down. I'm fucking struggling every, that's 13, I'm pulling as hard as I can, struggling, 14. And when people train with me, then they realize, like, oh, this is the next level of training. This is what you're talking about. Like, I write up a program. I say 4 sets of 15 to somebody, they might just do 4 sets of 15. Like, I'm pretty whooped after 4 sets of 15.
That's one of the tough things about online training, man. You can't tell how hard they're going. Obviously, you can program 4 sets of 15, but my 4 sets of 15 is going to be a hell of a lot different than someone else's probably. You know what I mean? So you can't really tell. That's one of the difficult things I run into, at least.
Absolutely. So that's definitely something we totally agree on is training heavy. The
Yeah,
next thing, let's go. The next bullet point that I would like to discuss is obviously nutrition,
for
right?
sure.
Nutrition is kind of a big deal when you're trying to bulk. Guys, you have to be eating. And when I say eating, I mean eating, eating, eating. I would love to see you eating, depending on every person's different, obviously, but just for myself, 5,000 calories is what I'm trying to gain some weight, right? Now, I'm going to try to get these calories in as healthy as I possibly can. But I tweeted this the other day. I would rather see somebody not miss a meal, meaning if they couldn't get to a clean meal, I'd rather see you eat the cleanest fast food you possibly could. Chipotle, chicken from
Chipotle ain't bad. I eat that on my cuts sometimes.
Chipotle is not horrible. Chick-fil-A, the grilled one, maybe without the bun, or half the bun. Maybe if you need a little bit of carbs, you have to be eating. So here's another thing, though, when you're bulking, guys. Make sure you're eating consistently, keeping that metabolism rolling throughout the day, meaning you're not just eating at 7 o'clock in the morning, 11, 3, and 5, and then 9 or something. You have to be eating every 2 hours. You need to be getting food inside you, high nutrient food, lots of protein, lots of carbohydrates. If you want to run macros, figure it out, what's going to be best for your specific, your body. But now this is like extremely important too. Whenever I'm truly bulking, I'm trying to bulk, what happens when you fall asleep? You're fasting. You don't want to fast for 8 hours. You need to eat. So I would wake myself. I set an alarm clock at 2 or 3 in the morning, which might not be practical for you guys who wake up at 4 because that's a little bit different. But set an alarm clock, and I would wake up and pound. I'm not big on protein shakes. I'm mildly lactose, so I don't do a ton of protein shakes. But I'll wake up and I pound a carb replacement drink, and maybe eat a quick. If I did a protein, I could do isolate a little bit. Isolate, so I might do an isolate protein shake. So that is something I would do. I would actually wake myself in the middle of the night, boom, do that, wake up in the morning and start eating again, boom, eating. And that's definitely like the number one thing is eat more food. I think it's something right now that a lot of people are lacking. They want to bulk. What's the keys to what's the secret to bulking? Train heavy, eat a lot of fucking food. That's my individual biased opinion. You have to fucking eat food. How else do you plan on gaining weight if you don't eat food? You can't supplement with protein shakes all day long with you're gonna get a bunch of food. That shit drives me nuts. Supplements, guys, are a supplement to your diet. You supplement protein shakes into your diet. I hate when people use them as meal replacements. It's not a meal replacement. It's a supplement to your diet. Oh, I can't get – no, if you can't get to protein, that meal, like something just happens, yeah, pound that protein shake. But I would much rather have an athlete who's going to fucking eat and then drink a protein shake 30 minutes after.
Agreed, 1,000%. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, it's definitely on my list. Eat lots of clean food. So, like you said, sometimes shit comes up and you need to eat whatever. But in all my experiences, because I've been through phases where I eat a shitload of junk food, and just from a performance standpoint, I feel so much better when I'm crushing clean carbs. For example, Riley Smucker hit me up this past week he's a high school wrestler, and pretty legit, and he's trying to take his game to the next level. He's asking me he said he's been doing ice cream every night. I'm like, well, honestly, from a performance standpoint, you're going to get so much more out of doing some complex carbs at night. You're going to feel so much better in your competition, in my opinion. There's guys out there like Chad Johnson. He promotes eating McDonald's every morning, and you know what I mean? Like, it depends on the person, but that's my opinion. I think you're going to feel a lot better with the clean, complex carbs. So for me, when I'm bulking, definitely eating more food, right? You can't be at a caloric deficit. So right now, I'm at a minimal caloric deficit when I'm cutting. That's just the way it works. So when I'm bulking, obviously going to increase calories quite a bit. I don't count calories, but when I am bulking, I would say I'm probably 4,000 or 5,000 calories, like you said. And for me, it's still when I'm cutting and when I'm bulking, it's similar. I do a lot of fats still. My diet still is comprised of mainly fats, and then number 2 and 3 would be protein and carbs. So everything just increases. I do more fats, I do more proteins, and then I do more complex carbs. That's a big difference between my diet when I'm cutting and when I'm not, is that I don't really do any complex carbs when I'm cutting, aside from like once a week when I do a carb load. Like today I did that sweet potato, but I hadn't had any complex carbs since last Wednesday, so almost a whole week. Just simple like fruit and so forth when I do carbs, and veggies, of course. So lots of complex carbs with sweet potatoes, rice, oats from time to time, so different things like that. But yeah, it still comes down to eating more food. You just got to eat.
Yes, eating more food, and I totally agree. If you can eat clean, guys, if there's like, if you're doing ice cream at night because you like ice cream, but if you can truly eat a clean carb, eat the clean carb. Your performance is always going to be better off better foods. You know what I mean? Just try to. I know it's cool when it's romantic to have ice cream every night, especially this new ice cream and shit they have out, and it's cool. Treat yourself, live your life. You know, I'm eating, Chipotle today. So it's just like live your life. I'm not saying not to live your life, but I'm saying if you have the option to eat clean, if you're in the confinements of your home and you have the rice there, whatever, you have the bananas there, I would rather see my athlete eat the cleaner foods compared to eating the ice cream. That's just, and I would rather see I don't give a fuck if it's that Halo top bullshit, whatever it is. I would rather see you eat
real food,
real fucking
eat a
food.
Fucking steak.
Eat a steak, eat some rice. I'd rather see you eat another meal right before bed. Like, if that's what you're looking to do, I'd rather see that. But that's just, again, my opinion depends on the person and where they're at. It's a very sensitive topic when I start talking about nutrition. And I make sure I say the whole time it's biased. I give you what I'm doing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. All of this, everything that we're talking about today is literally just our opinion, right? Like, have something completely different. There may be other really successful fitness dudes that have completely – that's the crazy thing about fitness and health in general is there's such contrasting ideas, man. You got one guy over here that's really successful and he says this, and you got a guy over here that says the complete opposite, and they're both really smart dudes. So it's like, shit, what do I believe? So you just got to test on yourself, right? These are things that work for me. For Zach, a lot higher carbs works great for him. For me, if I did that, I'd be a fat fuck. So everyone's so much different. So you just got to experiment and figure out what works best for you. So this comes with time.
Yes, experiment, see what's best for you, and don't be afraid to try new things. I know you really. Here's the deal: you all might really love Zach Hummel. You guys might think I'm great. You listen to everything I say.
I do.
But maybe you're trying this thing and you're trying 500 grams of carbs a day, dude, and you're just fucking getting bloated and you're getting fat. You're like, dude, what the fuck, Zach? But you keep doing it anyways because I keep beating in your head. Dude, try something different. Try taking some of them, cut some carbs in half and eat some more fats and see what happens for you. Maybe you can continue to bulk. That might be better for you. That's okay. Because I say it all the time. If your coach says it's his way or the highway, your coach is an asshole. Here I am. I'm not telling you it's my way or highway. I'm simply saying this is what I'm doing. This works for a lot of people. Here's the deal. It works for everybody. If you want to bulk, you have to eat more food. That's going to work for everybody. That goes clear across the board. That's a very generalized topic. Like if you want to gain weight, you got to eat more food. I mean, there's really guys. There's no other. It's not a secret. Here's the secret of bulking. There's no secret. Eat more food, train heavier.
Yeah.
Boom.
Another thing with the protein shakes, because people ask me about that all the time, like, oh, you don't do protein shakes post-workout? Because, just been beaten in everyone's brain that you got to have a post-workout protein shake. For me, like you said, I think they can be supplemented. I think they can be decent. So for me this morning, I was reading an article yesterday actually about post-workout carbs by Charles Polk, and he's one of the most respected people in the field. And he was talking about post-workout carbs and how you want to avoid fructose when you do your post-workout carbs, and he recommends mostly complex carbs or those carb drinks. And he said when you do it, though, you want to pair it with protein because your body apparently absorbs it a lot more efficiently, and I think it spikes your insulin more so you get more out of it because obviously that's the goal if you're doing carbs post-workout, to get your insulin back and get your glycogen stores restored. All that science stuff that I don't really read into a whole lot. So yeah, that's what he was talking about though. So this morning with my sweet potato, I did a little protein shake. So I did an isolate. I still got some of that bullshit Muscle Farm protein in my cabinet, so I'm trying to get rid of it still. And the isolate has 0 grams of carbs and it's got a decent amount of protein. So I'm like, all right, I'll pair that with my sweet potato. So again, it's a supplement. I didn't just do a giant protein shake post-workout. So yeah, I think they can be beneficial, but definitely real food, clean food is the way to go, in my opinion. So
always.
What's the next one? What you got next?
That is literally always, in my opinion, too, Jay. It's always the clean food. Always the clean foods. But like, boom, you're done with your workout. How many people are like, oh, I'm done my workout? Imagine, I'm good enough. I'm at that top tier, that 1% who actually packs chicken and rice directly after my workout. Good for you. If you are that person, good for you. But if you're not and you pound a protein shake, I'd rather see you pound a protein shake than not eat nothing.
Yeah, 100%. And also, if you are going to eat junk food, post-workout's probably the time to do it. And other than, you know what I mean, aside from, that's number one time for me, I think, because your body's going to process it the most effectively and so forth. So if you are going to eat junk food, I would do a post-workout. But yeah, definitely, if you don't have anything else, then protein shake's great.
So I would say my next is, I'm not huge on I guess specific carb placement, meaning like eat carbs here, you have to eat carbs then, but I am smart enough to figure out, like, okay, if I want my performance to go up, I probably need to have my carbs in me and digested prior to my workout. So roughly an hour, hour and a half before my workout, I'm going to be, supplying myself with enough food, nutrients to get myself through a grueling workout. I'm also big on intro carbs during my workout. A carb blend is good. It's like a carb replacement. A couple bananas maybe during your workout. Maybe some fruit. I like the fruit with the sugar. A little bit of the sugars. So the fruits would be good. I'm big on that intro workout. If I can remember. As my workout's going on, I'm in my zone. Oh yeah, I gotta eat, drink a carb replacement drink. It's mostly carb blend for me because my gym, it's raw, so you have chalk over your hands and shit. So, and then making sure I fuel myself after, it's like you just said, make sure you're getting that food in directly after your workout.
Yeah, there's some sort of anabolic window, which again, everyone has a different viewpoint on that, and have a different length on how long that anabolic window lasts. So there's just so much science that goes into it, different contrasting views. So you just got to figure out for yourself. Do you have any other key points? I got a couple others here.
Yeah, go ahead.
The other one would be switch it up. So often, man, people will do the same shit in the gym week after week after week, month after month, year after year, never switching up the rep schemes, never switching up the lifts, never switching up anything. And for me, I like going in like 3 to 4 week windows. So 3 to 4 weeks I'll train a certain way. Maybe I'll switch it up with maybe 1 week I'll do incline bench, and the next week I'll do incline Arnold's or something like that. So maybe a little bit different, but the rep schemes will be similar. So 3 to 4 weeks, maybe I'll go 5 to 8 reps on pretty much everything for the most part. And then the next 3 to 4 week block, I'll go like 15, 25 reps, like just a ton of volume. So always switching it up, always switching up the lifts, the training methods, all that good stuff. And what that does is it always keeps your body guessing. Because like when you switch it up, when you've been going heavy for a while, and then you go volume, you're sore as fuck. You get real fucking sore, so it's doing something, right? It shocks the system, and it stimulates growth. So for me, that's always been really effective.
Yes, I'm huge. I say it all the time. I said it before in the podcast, change is the only thing that should stay the same. So I'm definitely big on changing. So everything runs in 3-week blocks for me. So for my main exercises and then sub exercises. So my secondary sub exercises will change day to day, week to week. But my secondary accessory movements will change every 3 weeks. But when I'm changing, even in that 3-week wave, I'll be doing maybe a reps of 4 to 4. The next week might be 5 by 3. So I'm consistently changing, so my body's never getting used to it. And also something that I lack because I've been in the same schedule, I guess you say, for so long that I think more people should do. This is kind of like do as I say, not as I do kind of thing, but change up their days to be more efficient for them, and just change up their days in general. So meaning like, okay, I've been doing bench on Monday for the last 5 years. Maybe try doing bench on Tuesday. This more change to the body is something that I'm trying to say here. Make sure you're not just getting in that, chest Monday, this Tuesday, which is something that I even program that way. The reason I do program that way is because I found a system that I really enjoy and a perfect amount of recovery time for each, because I train 7 days a week. So now that I found that perfect little method where you can still train that many days and get that results, I've ran with that method. And I'm always like skeptical with changing. Well, if I did bench on this day, I don't know if I might develop more bicep tendonitis because I'm squatting closer to it. So I've been kind of biased on that. But if you're not exactly powerlifting, like for like massive numbers, that could be something you should want to do too, is actually change your days where you're going to do maybe bench on Monday and do back on Wednesday, maybe switch those two around, see what happens.
Yeah, it keeps us fresh mentally too.
Yeah, you get to go, I'm doing back today. Sweet, change it up a little bit. So change the only thing should stay the same with that. Now, like I said, that's a very do as I say, not as I do, because I ain't done that in a long time. I ain't changed those days up. My schemes have always changed, but I really enjoy doing my split I have. And my split was developed when I was a coal miner. I basically developed this split. I had Tuesdays off at the time, so I deadlift on Tuesdays. Because I had Tuesdays off at the coal mine. So, yeah, the hardest day was on my day off.
Makes sense.
What else you got, Jay?
My last one is proper rest and recovery, which is something I've encountered firsthand these past 6 months or so. So for me, the last 7 years of training, I guess 6.5 years, I was always that 7 to 12 workouts a week guy. You know what I mean? Like, I could never take a day off. I love it. Obviously, I wish I want to do that now. But basically what happened was, the past few years, I just felt like shit all the time, man. I couldn't think ever. My brain felt like it was just a fog over top of it all the time. I couldn't recover. My joints ached all the time. I just felt like shit all the time. And I felt like I wasn't putting on the muscle that I should be putting on. So what I did was I finally went and got blood work. Talked about this a little bit in the past. Went and got the blood work done. My testosterone was at the levels of like a fucking 90-year-old man. It was totally jacked up, and it all made sense because I was reading online like about the symptoms with low T, and Zach was telling me like that's probably what it is, bro. Like I was describing everything to him, and turned out it was. So I met with Dr. Serrano, which very world-renowned, kind of similar to Charles Polkman, but he's actually a local guy that I've known for a while, and he's a family practitioner, and he works with a lot of high-level athletes and football teams, all this different shit. So what he put me on was he's got me training less than 7 days a week, so I got a couple of recovery days, eating more food when I wasn't cutting, and then also some other supplements. But what those rest days have done for me have been huge, man. Like I put on so much more muscle. I put on muscle exponentially faster than I was before. Like just in the past 4 months, I've put on as much muscle as I had probably in like the last year and a half, 2 years. And I just feel so much better. I don't feel beat up all the time. My numbers are all going up. So everything has been great for me. And again, it's so much different for you. You can get away with the 7 days or 10 days, 10 workouts a week. And you've found that through experience. For me, I can't get away with that. And I found that through experience. So everyone's going to be so much different. So you got to, again, kind of similar to the diet, figure out what works best for you. And be smart with the recovery, though. We've talked about that before, too. Like this morning, I felt exhausted with all the volume, the diet, and all that stuff. So I came home from my workout, and I took a little bit of a nap, because I just felt like I needed it. I'm very self-aware with how my body feels, and I can get away with that with the position I'm in, with working from home, with my business, all that stuff. Obviously, if you have a job, you got to be there at 7 a.m. You don't have that luxury. But for me, I do right now. So I took advantage of that, and I do from time to time. And I think it makes a huge difference in the long run. When you take care of your body, it's going to take care of you.
100%. I mean, when I was training more often at 4 and 5 a.m., I would take a nap throughout the day, almost, I would say a couple of days a week at least.
Yeah, that's what I do.
But the nap was only like 20, 30 minutes, maybe an hour. It depends on exactly how long I slept, and enough to reset myself. Again, it comes down to being self-aware. It's leaving the ego at the door, knowing, hey, I need this rest to actually get better. It's easy to just pry your eyes open to stay awake. But how like it's something I was realizing when I was doing that, I was ego driven on staying awake longer, because I'm still awake, now 18, 19 hours a day at still now, that's not even training in the morning. It's just waking up earlier, and working. But knowing that my body, when I'm awake this long, am I being productive for every minute? Because I'm sitting here worried about like, oh, dude, I'm fucking nodding off looking at my computer. I'm probably not getting very much done, right?
For sure.
So, and then I'm just drinking a bunch of caffeine, which is probably not good for my body. Now I'm dehydrating myself because I'm drinking so much fucking coffee. So it's just like, dude, probably should go and just snag an hour's sleep throughout the day if you have the luxury of getting it, or whatever it might be. You're going to bed an hour early, whatever it might be. You figured out how to get that little extra, I guess, sub-in sleep schedule if you can, if you need it, if you're lacking so much sleep, and you go ahead and snag it. Maybe it's just 20 minutes before you run into the gym. You're on the way to the gym, I'm going to take a 20-minute nap in the car. I remember doing that before all the time in the coal mines. I'd snag a 20-minute nap, wake up, take my pre-workout, I had enough energy to get through my workout. So it's almost making sure if you need it, make sure you get it. And when you're trying to actually gain weight, guys, it's like fucking kills me to say it, but you got to sleep more. You gotta sleep.
And when you're cutting too, it's the same thing. So it's pretty much all the time. But when you're cutting real hard, you know what I mean?
You have to. It's so contradictory to everything I say because I'm all about hustle and grind. Because here's the deal: I'm torn between being wanting to change the world, being a strength athlete, and being a businessman.
Yep.
So now I'm doing everything. So 2 of those require me to be awake more than fucking 18, 19 hours a day. The other one requires me to sleep fucking 8 to 10 hours a day. So not all the time does that sleep happen, and not all the time does that sleep not happen. So it's like I can't apply both to. So I'm a little bit more self-aware of myself, and I realize, hey, I might need a little bit more rest. Like yesterday, I knew I might need a little bit more rest, so I slept in a little bit today. I got like 7 hours of sleep, felt a lot better. Tonight I'll sleep in probably a little bit more too, for the fact that I deadlift tonight, so I know I need a little bit more rest. And if I'm just doing some upper back work, I can get away with a little bit less sleep. I know my body, and I know, hey, here's another deal, guys. If you're not only sleeping a few hours a night, you better be eating more food, because now you need more food, more nutrients to run your body all day. So it's this
bingo.
Again, goes down to knowing yourself, knowing your schedule.
That's the biggest thing, man. Back to the training thing. Yeah, you may be able to get away with the 7 to 10 days, not you in specific, but people listening. But other people listening may need to drop down to 5, 6 days a week. So just experiment with it. If you feel like you can't recover and you're beat up all the time and you're not making the progress that you feel like you should be making, don't let your ego get in the way. Maybe take a day off, or maybe an active recovery day even, where you don't hit the weights. You just do some body weight stuff or stretch or working on form, whatever. You don't have to completely miss that day. But yeah, experiment with it, just like anything else. Just experiment, see what works best.
Yeah, that's like I train 7 days a week. I don't do double days. Double days just do not work for me. I get weight. I can't take in enough food. I'm run down. I'm sick. 3 days into double days, I'm sick. So it's always just been 7 day split schedule. And 2 of those days are active recovery days for the most part. Accessory days. I go in, I go through my sets, and I cut some things short if I need be. Sundays is super light day. I'm talking like sometimes when I come to the gym, I might do dips at the house in between the counter, 5 or 6 sets.
I love it.
Some stretching and then some lunges, like just in the house, maybe like 30, 40 air squats. That's it. I'm talking 10 minutes. But it's like I trained, I got my blood flowing, that felt good, I moved on. I'm not in there fucking deadlifting on Sundays, I'm not doing 5x5. I need to work on my deadlift so this is a good active recovery day. No. That's not an active recovery day. That's beating you down. It's another training session, guys. And I'm always fighting my clients with that, and my team members. I'm always in their heads like, dude, quit doing that shit. But I love it in the same sense. I kind of chuckle because I'm like, these motherfuckers want it. They're beat up, but they still want it. So those are the clients I love to have, and it's hard to pull them away from their ego though. But
1,000% do. I face the same exact thing because I've been there. I do want to train 7 days a week and 10 times a week, whatever. So I can totally relate, but then it's like, especially for some of my older clients, it's like you need the recovery. You know what I mean? Like as your body gets older, it becomes harder to recover. Your testosterone naturally drops. You got all this other shit going on in life. Like we got to chill a little bit, and you're going to get better results. You're going to put on more muscle. You're going to lose more weight by actually doing less at times. So that less is more approach kind of applies to different areas.
Yes, when you're in high school, you can train differently than when you're in your 20s. And when you're in your 30s, you had to train differently than when you're in your 20s. And when you're in your 40s, different than the 30s. So every season, it's almost like on decades. But it might be 27, you can't train as many days. Like, I'm not opposed to having to have 3 active rest days when I'm in my 30s. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with training heavy 4 days a week, running upper, lower split, 2 and 2 days. Like max effort and dynamic training, and then the other 2 days, 3 days, whatever, is just active recovery days from home. I'm not biased to that. That's cool. If that's the way it's going to be, I'm cool with it. Like if that's the way I'm gonna have the most success, I'm cool with it. It's not like I'm training 7 days a week and I'm so ego driven. It's not that. It's just right now I'm getting away with it and getting better from doing it. That's why I'm doing it. But I have clients who train 4 days a week, and I'm cool with it because that's what they need to get better. That's being a good coach, knowing what's best for your members, your team, and you program for your team the way that they're going to see progress.
1,000,000,000%. So
times three.
Here's the takeaway: lift more fucking weight, eat more food, and whenever possible, get some more recovery. Figure out what works best for your schedule, your body in specific. But the biggest thing: eat more food, lift more fucking weight. Right?
Yes. And let's wrap it up with don't believe everything you read on the internet. Just because someone says something, do this weight gainer 4 times a day, that doesn't mean you have to do the weight gainer 4 times a day, guys. Just because you read one fucking form or one article doesn't mean he's the only one who knows something. So I've been real big on never taking advice just from one man. I take advice from 30 people, and I apply it to my life because everyone lives a different life. I don't live your life. You don't live my life. I have the luxury I can sleep 12 hours tonight if I want and sleep in tomorrow till 11 o'clock if I feel like it. Now, am I going to? No, but I have that luxury. Like, you might not have the luxury. So if you don't, you need to make sure that you're self-aware. Like, well, not everything Zach says is practical for me, and everything Jay says is practical. Is I work this 9 to 5, so I can't get that nap. So in fact, I can get the nap. I need to go to bed a little earlier. I need to eat a little bit more food. I need to do this. So take everyone's advice, everyone's opinions, and apply it. That's what's best for your life. And I feel like that's why Jay's and I podcast following is growing so much, is because we keep it real. We're not saying it's our way or the highway. Mm-hmm. We're simply giving you good advice and ways for you to apply our advice, and anyone else who's maybe that old guy at the gym is telling you to do something, apply his advice to it. You know what I mean? I feel like I want to coach people to coach that way. I want to build leaders here. I want you guys to not have your biased opinion on everything that's your way or the highway, because you're limiting yourself. You are one of those closed-minded individuals who believes, whatever, you're racist to everything in the world if it's not your way. So we don't want to build that. That's not a good leader. A good leader is open-minded.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about life, man. We have so much time. Again, like we talked about before, patiently impatient. But there is a ton of time as long as there's something nothing tragic goes on in your life, so you have a ton of time. So that's the cool thing about life is that you can experiment. Maybe do one, 2, 3 week experiments. Try something for 3 weeks, then go on to something else. That's the beauty. You can always try different things. So
yes, don't be opposed to it. Don't be opposed to being a yes man. I know you hear like don't be a yes man. I'm like be a yes man because it creates opportunities. Because if you're a no man, no, you never open no doors. But if you're a yes man, I've been a yes man my whole life. So if someone says do something, I'm like, okay, I'll do it. Like I try it. And people are like, oh, you just kiss ass, just do whatever they say. I'm like, no, this open doors. It's a learning experience. I learn more from being a yes man than I do from being a no man.
Mic drop. All right, we'll be back for episode 33, most likely on Thursday.
Holla at you guys. We might potentially Thursday have my homeboy Clay Guida has a really cool story. So I spoke to Clay. We're gonna have him on the episode, on the show. He's in training camp right now, so it's gonna be super awesome of Clay to take time out of his training, for his next UFC fight to jump on the Young and Hungry FireCast, talk to you guys, and share some of his experience. So hopefully Thursday, if not next week. Prepare for yourself.
Cool. Peace.
Later.
Don't accept ya. Scared to kick it with your homies cause you know they don't respect ya. So nigga please check nuts before you step to these motherfucking real. Well, it's the knockout definition original baby.